Very good day to all the OG traders. Lodge here once again. I would like to share with you what I expect to happen in the market going into the new week starting the 8th of October 2018. Just want to share with you this trade that I took last week, the CAD CHF. Well, basically guys, I will stick to what I always preach. I always trade off what I think is an extreme high or what I think is an extreme low, and I trade if I see some form of pattern. Quickly looking at this, guys, this is the CAD CHF. CAD CHF, first thing that I always look for is a trend, any form of trend that has at least a minimum of 2 to 3 points going forward. See, this one's got 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, so relatively there is a trend going on the upside. Now just look at this aggressive price action movement here and even a gap. So for me, that is a clue that this was probably a news event to begin with. So I didn't chase this. I always wait for it to settle down. Let it does settle down, and I will wait for a clue at this extreme high. In this case, I noticed what is a typical head and shoulder pattern forming, and it worked out perfectly and it worked out nicely. So what I did in this instant is that whenever a first phase of the head and shoulder has played out, in this case this was a point which was extreme high at that given time, and then it was broken. As you can see, this was a breakout. Whenever a breakout has occurred, I immediately jump to my 15-minute and I expect to look for my checklist. So this is my checklist. As you can see, this head over here is exactly the same as this head over here. Bear in mind, this is a 4-hour chart and this is a 15-minute chart. It's all of the same. So on my 15 chart, I always strive to scale in for that precise entry point. So how did I pick up the entry point? There's my first clue. The 50 and the 200 EMA, they crossed. So that indicates to me that the peak has been locked. Once the peak has been locked, prices are not going to go back up to test it. If it does test it, well, that's another story. But in this case, that since I've picked up the head and shoulder pattern playing out there, as you can see, there's the left shoulder, which is exactly this point over here. So the higher time frame just gave me an idea of the overall look of this chart. So there you can see the 5200 crossed. My blue box, which is the Asian session, is less than 50 pips, and it's between the 200 and the 800 EMA. There's the 800 over there. So everything is checking out. So I was in short over here. I took a short position and notice my lot size 0.05, which gives me a 50 cents dollar per every pip movement or point movement, which is fine. The reason I took that, because I know that if the market should decide to go back up again to test this point, I can handle the heat because of my risk management. In this case, I was anticipating that should it go back up again, it would test this point over here, which is the same as the right shoulder. There we go. As you can see, that is, and it so happened to be a spike. You can just see that spike over here. So there was a big clue in itself that the second phase of the head and shoulder pattern has played out. So in this case, I'm just anticipating this pair to at least go back and test. I want to test this trend line. That's my anticipation going into next week. So I'll hold this trade. I'll hold this trade and see how it plays out when the markets open at when they open through the Asian session. We'll be sleeping in South Africa by the time I wake up into the London session. I will see how it plays out. So my reference point of exit here should be around this point, or this point over here, for me to exit this trade. So my reference point on the market maker template as well should be around the 800, but I'll see how aggressively the prices break out going into the London session on the 8th of October. All right, so that's just one pair that I've been looking out for. We're gonna see how that plays out. So yeah, guys, looking forward to that. This is the CAD CHF. We'll see how it plays out. Hopefully going to Monday, we're probably going to have another M setup or bounces off the Mayo, giving us another further confirmation that it's going to drop. So we'll see how that plays out.